Well, it's been a few weeks since I gave you an update on the progress we're making here on the barn conversion in middle of Norfolk. This is one of the biggest changes that's occurred. The carport now has been almost completely constructed. It's still got the final roof to be fitted here and on the rear section, but the actual framework now is in place. Drains are all been in for some time. These beautiful oak posts are going to hold everything in place, really starting to show exactly how they're going to look, and it's going to be wonderful. This is going to be the glass atrium, which is going to be the shared entrance between the two little barns, and we've got quite a bit of brickwork done here. And let me go up the scaffolding and I'll continue the tour from above. Well, I've made my way up onto the top level of scaffolding. That's where we started from. That's the felted out roof section. It's going to have the metal roof fitted, I think, over the next fortnight. The inside of the small barn's been really transformed. The floor joists and steels are all in place. Brickwork I was just mentioning briefly, that's all new on the back. When they came to actually look at what condition that wall was in, and it was the one with the big bow in, there was an awful lot of old rotten wood in there that was best removed, I think, and it has caused them to rebuild quite a large section. The window on the gable end's been cut right down, mainly because the floor is now a lot lower than was envisaged on the architect's drawings, and that's because the floor in the ground floor has gone down to have a confluent floor throughout the two barns all on one level. So new steel in the top, that's going to be obviously the top of the window, and brick repairs all above, and we've cut down from the bottom of the old window so that the new window, instead of being at chin height, is now going to be at a more realistic window height to give you a good view out of. Let's make our way around this far corner. The new corner of the gable end's also been repaired or rebuilt. This is the top of that wall, quite a large section. It's best viewed from below really to give a full impression. But you've got to remember, with buildings like this, you're always going to uncover quite a bit more work than you initially thought. Whether that bit of worm wooden wood's going to stay in place or not, I suspect it probably is, and just get treated because it's not the full thickness of the wall, so shouldn't affect the structure too greatly. But I'll revert to the builder's better judgment on that. You can just see the state that this roof was in. We really were at the position of having to do something, otherwise we were going to lose this building. Floors of the first floor all in place. The opening there is where the stairwell is going to come in a dogleg fashion. You can now see the full extent from up here of that carport out over the front of the barns. Really quite a big area that was previously an old greenhouse at some stage in its previous existence and been transformed into a border. That's where a lot of the soil came out of on the whole build. The back extension, which was the log store, again completely roofed now, just waiting for the metal roofing team to come and do their bit on here. And this top level of platforms being put in because this takes us up more or less to the full apex of the steel beams that are going to come right the way along the full length of this barn to support the roof trusses. All going to be manufactured on site. No pre-formed trusses coming in here because of the width here in the design, with the steel having to go in the centre and support. But it's really getting to quite an exciting stage now where you can start to get some feel for the scale of the building. And really from the front to the rear, this really is going to be quite a nice big area. It's going to be 3 bedrooms upstairs with 3 bathrooms, and then in that far corner 1 downstairs bedroom, and in the room just between that and the stairwell, a wet room, shower room and toilet for the downstairs. And this area below here is going to be the entrance lobby coming in from the carport. There's also going to be a door on the far end leading out to the main parking for this barn, which is going to overlook the paddocks beyond. So a lovely aspect. And you can see how this is going to get the evening light here, even in late August. Sun's just streaming over the gardens behind me, the barns that were renovated last year, absolutely beautifully filled with light at this time of year as the sun sets over those far fields. We're bordering here right onto the Blickling Estate National Trust land, so that's not going to be developed or spoilt in any way, and it's a fantastic setting to have as your northern view from what's going to be quite a large picture window in that northern face of this barn, to let this light just stream through in the evenings. Really going to be exciting seeing this coming back together over the next few weeks, particularly when this upper section gets reformed. There's been a lot of taking it apart and then gradually seeing what needs to be put back together to this stage, but now we're at the building stage and having to start thinking about first fixes, heating systems, electrical sockets, etc, etc. So exciting times on the build. We'll keep you updated, so do keep checking back as we show you the progress on this build over the next coming months. Thanks for watching.